Ready? Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 89. I said 5. Part of the exercise, we've got to zap up. We've got to zap up the body. I'm going to count to 10. And before I count to 10, I will have wanted you to have done 3 things in the order that I'll tell you. I'll tell you what those 3 things are, and then I'll count to 10, and you ought to have done those 3 things in the order that I give them to you. And by the time I get to 10, not 11, not 12, by the time I get to 10, back on your precise spot, standing. Got it? Before I count to 10, have touched, in this order, something green, red, yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3,965. Boys and girls, come and sit down. Come and sit down. You've got to be zapped up. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to think back to perhaps your earliest memory. Right? The very earliest memory you've got. Maybe you're 2 or 3. Maybe the very first thing you can remember. Each person is going to tell their thing to every boy and every girl in the room. $30. Okay, jolly good. Now, hey, did anybody remember 12 things?
Cole broke his arm. Lewis's mum's dog got attacked by a mink. Lee's first time on the ghost train. Annabelle got lost in that pub. You got lost in the city. I got lost in a maze. You broke your tooth. I'll come back to you.
Ooh, I'm dying to know. Can you remember that? Rack your brain. You see, I told you the brain's useless in storytelling. It's hopeless, isn't it? Yes.
I know.
It's the thing you remember with the other body, really. Yeah.
You fell off a boat. You had a first operation, and I'm coming back to you. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, I got it.
What is it? Come on, tell us.
First X-ray.
Oh, yeah? Your first X-ray, wow. Who was the last person to speak? You. What's your name? Mary. Listen to this, Mary. Of all the things that I heard then, I think there are about 5. I mean, they're all interesting. I'd like to know about them all. But there are about 5 that I really would like to know more about, you know? These stories that we're dealing with now are called, they're not fairy tales, they're not folk tales, they're not fables, etc. These stories are called anecdotes. Of all the things we heard, which one would you like to hear more about? Which is intriguing, you know? Which would you like to check out? Yeah. Yeah, Chandler, I would too, because that's such a strange image. Chandler, listen, we all want to hear that, yeah? Obviously, because it really grabs our attention. We want to hear it. So I want to hear it because when I was your age, the only way of travelling around really was by boat. Nobody ever rode an aeroplane. So I've got a lot of early memories of those. So I want to hear your story from that point, right? Somebody else might also have fallen off a boat, and they want to hear your story from that angle. So when you tell us this story, bear that in mind, that we will all want to hear the story for different reasons. So the thing is, the only way you can cover that is to make sure you don't miss anything out. So start not only at the beginning, but start even before the story begins. And finish, not at the end, but finish even after the story's finished. You see what I mean? Tell us the whole thing without leaving anything out. You know, what you were wearing, what the weather was like, what was happening, where you were going, etc. Okay? Because we all want to know for different reasons. But the one thing we all want is we all want to hear it, right? And listen, another thing I'll tell you, if you can't hear Chandler's voice is perfectly okay. If you can't hear him, it's up to you to get a bit closer. Because you are responsible for your own listening, not the person who's speaking. As long as they don't speak up. If you can't hear, you very respectfully, very quietly, discreetly, gently, you move yourself into a place where you can hear. All right? Don't ask permission or anything, just do it. Right, Chandler, off you go.
Well, it started on one summer's morning, in the summer.